Happy Monday, everybody. Roberto Monaco here with my mentor, my brother, Dr. Dane Donohue. Dr. Dane, what's up, buddy?
Not much. Summer's coming to an end. It's actually a beautiful day, and I'm looking forward to fall, Roberto.
I know, I'm looking forward to it. But you know what? There's something that I'm even more excited about the fall. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow, Dr. Dane and I, we're going to introduce to the chiropractic profession a project that I have been working on for at least 5 months. And I'm actually going to double check for tomorrow. I think it's more like 6 months. And the project is called setting yourself up for success. And tomorrow you're doing a class called Your Virtually Guarantee New Patients Understanding the 3 New Drivers for Patient Attraction. Because as you know, as a chiropractor, pre-pandemic, back in March last year, you know, we had one reality when it comes to speak and market yourself to get patients. Back then, traditional lunch and learns, traditional dinner with the doctor, traditional workshops, right? That was one of the best ways, most effective ways to get new patients. And things have changed. We're not saying that those things are not relevant anymore. They are. But I think this pandemic right now opened up this massive, gigantic opportunity. And that's why Dr. Dane and I are going to be discussing tomorrow in our class. By the way, there's a link below here for you to register. The class again tomorrow, you're doing a master class. It's called Your Virtually Guaranteed New Patients, the 3 New Drivers for Patient Attraction. So if you're interested in generating new patients, that's the way to do it. Now, Dr. Dane, why we don't talk about this, give like overview of these 3 massive opportunities. How about that?
That's awesome. And, you know, I think, Roberto, the key with this pandemic and the opportunity that's created, and I'm finishing up my 30th year practice, and I've never, ever seen people more hyper vigilant, more hyper focused on their own health because they know what's at stake. And I think that's where the opportunity lies. People are thinking about, how do I keep myself healthy? And what are some of the risk factors that this pandemic is creating? How am I more at risk? And that's really, I think, the opportunity here is to get out into your community and recognize that people are looking for leadership when it comes to keeping themselves healthy and keeping themselves safe.
100%. And I was just reading this off plan here. I was reading a trust on research. Research on trust. And obviously, we live in a very low trust era right now. So a lot of people in America, we don't trust government, don't trust media, we don't trust. So the portion that, according to research, by the way, this research has been conducted for many years, is like the businesses. So the businesses that becomes the number 1 source for trust right now. So quote unquote, translating chiropractic. So you as the business owner, as the leader, you got to be able to go out and advocate. So we identify 3 opportunities to maximize this, the bigger opportunity, which is the patients are looking for you or looking for a different way to improve their health. Number 1, the new topic. Dr. Dane, why don't you discuss a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we're really going to break it down tomorrow and how this kind of came to be to create this talk. And Roberto, I love presenting. I mean, you've taught me so much over the years, and I just have never seen a better way, not only to get new patients, but more importantly, to educate people and make them feel like, hey, listen, I can do something about my health. And speaking is a great way to do that. So I'm always looking at opportunities to create new talks. And we're going to talk about it tomorrow, but I have a patient who's a wellness coordinator. And she understands employee health. She understands risk. This is what she does. And so, we were talking and she said that, the biggest issue that the pandemic has created is people are sitting now more than ever, and it's creating a lot of health problems. And that really just got my brain spinning, and we'll talk about it tomorrow, which is why I reached out to you and why we created this amazing presentation, setting yourself up for success. And it's all about the devastating impact that a sitting has on human physiology. And we created an amazing PowerPoint for this, Roberto, and crafted, which I have to give you tons of credit for, because I know my presentation would probably be on a scale of 1 to 10, probably be a 5. And now I feel like it's a 10.5.
10 plus 10 with the 3 stars usually the teacher gives you. Now, I watch you actually, Dr. Dane, deliver live in front of a group, live, virtually, and it was outstanding.
Yeah, and I owe a lot of credit to you, Roberto, because we really did go through the talk, and we're going to teach these docs how to deliver this talk. So I think it's going to be awesome.
Dr. Jason, my brother, appreciate the comments here, buddy. So that's the first one, the new topic, and also we're going to discuss tomorrow. Sometimes chiropractors, they struggle like what is relevant right now? What is relevant right now? What, or do I have to know 3, 4, 5 different topics? Sometimes they get overwhelmed and they don't learn any of them. So we are going to discuss about the topic, and also going to talk about, give some ideas, and why it's so amazing to have just one presentation. The second opportunity is a new way to get speaking gigs. And I have a lot of experience getting speaking gigs, and not me trying to brag, but after doing, doing 4,500 talks, you learn. I learned what works, what doesn't. And when Dr. Dane reached out to me, he said, I have this new way of getting talks. And I'm like, what is it? And I'm like, was brand new, totally different than anything that I ever done. Anything different than I ever shared with my client, because I didn't know. So I give a credit to you, buddy, for introducing me. And this is kind of like the most effective way to get talks, in my opinion, because once you get one wellness coordinator, which we're going to get into tomorrow, one person, one relationship opens up doors to potentially dozens of speaking gigs, which is amazing.
Absolutely. So this is a no-brainer, because like Roberto said, I've been doing this for a while, and you only need 1 or 2 wellness coordinators in your back pocket. And I guarantee you, if you go out and look at the insurance brokers in your area, most of these insurance brokers have wellness coordinators that work for them, and they're the go-between between the companies they represent and the insurance companies that they pick, whether that's Blue Cross Blue Shield or Aetna. And so they know these HR directors, and they have 100, 150, 200 of these HR directors for these corporations in their back pocket. So when they call, they're going to pick up that phone call. So no more cold calling. You're going to have this awesome leverage, this awesome way to get into companies.
And the third opportunity, so we have a new presentation, new topic. We have a new way to get speaking gigs. And the third one is a new way to present. And that's when it comes the virtual presentation aspect. And a lot of people, a lot of chiropractors and other professionals too, they resisted. They resisted. Now I'm going to wait a month for the pandemic when it started March. I'm going to wait 2 months. I'm going to wait 3 months. In the meantime, I realized personally that this new way is something just like 9/11. When 9/11 happened, unfortunately, it changed security on the airports forever. Right? Has been 20 years. Now the security on airports has changed forever. So this event, the pandemic, changed forever how companies work, how collaborate. If you do any research on hybrid work or remote work, hybrid meaning you work 1 day in an office, 4 days from home, or remote, you like full-blown remote work from home, then you're going to realize that a huge portion of U.S. population, just talk about U.S. here, they're going to be working from home. As a matter of fact, yesterday I went fishing here. One of my buddies who works for the biggest company in Charleston, he goes, man, he works in a finance department. He goes, it's crazy. All the CFO, all these people, they're my new CFO, they just hired from Atlanta, not from Charleston. Because so now is literally a global workforce. We kind of knew that was coming, but now it is really, that's like the biggest opportunity. And I feel that the chiropractor, and I know a lot of chiropractors don't like technology because they're hands-on. They say, I don't need it. I don't need to do it. And the mindset that I urge you to have is this. It's not A or B. It's not only a live in-person presentation or virtual presentation. It's both. And I tell this to my clients. It's just like having an ice cream. If you have ice cream shop before you're offering chocolate flavor, you add the second flavor. You add the strawberry, right? So now we believe there's a huge opportunity, because not only in some places that are open right now, you still have the opportunity to do a lunch and learn. You still have the opportunity to do it in the doctor. Those things I know because they're happening right now. But most importantly, the virtual presentation is going to be here to stay, and they're going to get better and better and better. Why? Because number one, people already, the pandemic trained your audience. The pandemic trained your audience to actually be in front of a computer. Number two, HR people, they are open to have speakers. And number three, the technology of presenting, the camera, the microphone, the Zooms are becoming easier and easier and easier. So I think as a chiropractor, in your marketing process, one part should be, how do I get more virtual speaking gigs? Number one. Number two, how do I actually be able to present? Because as Dr. Dane and I, we discussed, it is different. It is different being in front of 10 people live, being able to read the room, engage them, body language, than presenting in a room, in a Zoom room where half the people, they have the cameras off. And like, man, are they there? Are they there really? So how do you engage that? So there's a dramatically difference between speaking in person, right? Like an in-person live event, and doing a virtual presentation. That is exactly what I'll be covering tomorrow. So there's a link below here to register for a class. Dr. Dane, do you have any other comments about a new way to present?
You know what? I just think it's, I remember, Roberto, learning how to speak in front of an audience. And I not only speak to my community, but I also speak to chiropractors. And you think, hey, I just slapped together a PowerPoint and I get up there and everything's going to go great, until you give your first live presentation, right? And you're peeing your pants a little bit and you're like, gosh, that didn't really go the way I thought it was going to go in my mind. It's kind of the same for virtual presentations. The great thing, like you said, everybody knows Zoom now. Everybody knows how to get on a meeting virtually, and you need to leverage these opportunities, guys. One of the most important resources I have, having a family and 2 businesses, is my time. So being able to jump on a webinar for 30 or 40 minutes and not have to get in the car, go buy lunch, I mean, I'm all in. It saves me a couple hours, and the return on investment is absolutely huge. So, but the caveat with this is you've got to learn that there is a difference, a huge difference, presenting virtually, kind of what we're doing now, versus presenting to a live audience. And you guys got to work this out. And there's nobody better to teach you this than Roberto. So, one who knows is always better than one who's trying. And why not let Roberto teach you what are the things that you need to understand about presenting virtually?
So tomorrow we're going to discuss that as well, guys. There's a link below here. Dr. Dane and I are so excited to introduce this project. We've been working for over 5 months right now, and we believe it's going to help you tremendously. So register below, and I see you guys tomorrow. It's going to be, I'll give you there's a link below here.
It's 1 p.m. Eastern.
Tomorrow, September 14th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us tomorrow for our masterclass. You're virtually guarantee new patients, the 3 new drivers for patient attraction. Dr. Dane, thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.